Hello, survivors, and welcome back to another episode of Will You Survive?
The podcast.
Oh.
And today I am TJ, and we are joined by our two guest stars that are never here.
I'm Alex.
Oh, and I'm Peg Leg Joe.
And I'm going to stop with that voice because it's hurting my throat. We watched The Long Walk. It is a very good movie. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for listening.
Great episode,
to
guys.
this
Yeah.
podcast.
That was really good. Nice and concise. I like these episodes.
It's a good movie. I would not survive. None of us would survive. And thank you for watching. We watched The Long Walk. Stephen King made this. It is a analogy for the Vietnam War.
What?
It is.
Okay. Can I say I do want to get to that because I don't see I believe you, but I don't understand that.
That's a direct quote by Stephen King.
The whole volunteer thing, but like you're not actually volunteering.
Drafting.
Yeah, it's like everybody volunteers, but it wasn't you didn't really volunteer. If everybody volunteers and you didn't volunteer,
Yeah.
Okay, I do get that.
And in the book, it was 100 people.
This movie,
It was.
holy crap! I had a very stressful morning. I had a very long day. It was not a great day at work, and then I had a lot to do before I watched this movie. And then I sit down after a long ass day, and I watch this movie, and I bawl my eyes out like a baby because what the hell?
You could have watched
This is a rough
this
movie, guys.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I could have, but
You really could have, and you did.
that's not how we do this.
We could have shared the trauma, but I had already been traumatized. I rewatched it today. I still felt something about it.
See, that's not good because I'm seeing a girl and I was thinking she doesn't like horror, but I kind of told her about this movie and I'm like, it's not really like a scary movie like that. I'm almost curious if she'd be interested in it, but I also don't want to cry like a baby in front of her this soon, so probably not.
I feel like she wouldn't want to see a bunch of teenagers get shot in the face.
I think the worst part was the tank running over the legs.
I'm with you, TJ. So
Yeah. If you guys have
I think
not
that was bad.
heard of The Long Walk, Alex is going to give a synopsis.
And first, I'm going to say spoiler alerts ahead. From Stephen King's official site, in the near future, where America has become a police state, 100 boys are selected to enter an annual contest where the winner will be awarded whatever he wants for the rest of his life. The game is simple. Maintain a steady walking pace of at least 3 miles per hour without stopping. 3 warnings, and you're out permanently.
Yeah, so basically, Hunger Games. Basically, one teenager from every state.
So much better.
They all sign up. Allegory for war. And then they just fucking walk. And if you go below 3 miles per hour, you get a warning.
You're done.
If you can't get back up, 2 warnings, and then you get your ticket.
That is a brisk walking pace.
That is,
Yeah.
in the book, it was 4 miles per hour.
Yes.
So you've
Yeah,
seen
that
how they're
is-
hustling
that
in
too.
the movie. Imagine like a light jog.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I don't know
So,
how I could do
first
it.
of all, let's talk about the fact that in this movie, they get up to like, how many miles? Is it like 300?
300 and was it
They
66?
got up to like almost 400.
That is absolutely insane. So, TJ asked me this question earlier. How many miles do we think we could go?
Oh, no. I
By mile 10, I'm
No.
cooked. No, I'm like,
no.
no.
I'm
Realistically,
not. I'm
Hang on,
not,
I
I'm
wanna
not
hear-
going 24 hours. I'm not going 24 hours.
Okay, see, that's what I
That's
think
what
too.
he said.
I said by the time the nighttime hits, I die.
Which is
Whatever the
about
mileage is there,
Mile
it's not the
50-ish.
distance. Yeah, so it's not the distance because I think it is a mental game.
Yeah.
I think unless like your ankle's broken, there's like a certain point where it's just like, oh yeah, my feet hurt, but just keep walking.
Right.
You know, like you kind of just turn off that pain. The same thing with like cold, where you get, you ever been so cold that you just kind of like, all right, that's it. I'm done being cold.
Yes.
And then you just kind of are.
Yes.
That's such a high way of saying it, but you just kind of tune it out. I think you could do that with walking, but I can't do that with sleep.
First death. Dude was under.
Ugh.
He was like, because in the movie, it's
The cramp,
18.
right?
You're supposed to be 18
Yeah.
to do it. He was not, clearly.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. And then that's the first like thing you see, like the first death you see. That fucks you up a little bit.
Well, I think that was the moment where they realized like, oh, this isn't fun. anymore. Like it got really real really quick.
Yeah. Like at one point he says like, I was expecting like them to pull the gun on us and then they'll pull the trigger and like confetti and a piece of paper comes out that says bang.
Oh,
but
yeah, you're right.
It was not like that.
I don't think I think they went into it with like this idea that it wasn't what they said it was. And then it ended up being exactly what they said it was.
Right.
And the thing is, like, they knew, because this happens, what, every year?
It has happened for 19 years at this point.
So they know.
They know.
It's not like they don't know, but like, it becomes so real so quick. Where they're like, oh, this isn't just something on TV anymore.
In the books,
this is
there's people
very real.
The whole time, like, on the sidelines. Just to like,
which that's awful. I don't think I could
cheering
do that.
them on, or like going in and grabbing like a fucking souvenir of somebody's like sneaker that fell off, or like whatever. And that's what happens in the book. But I like what they did in the movie, because the desolateness of everything kind of makes it feels more lonely, and they're kind of just like,
Mm-hmm.
And the camera on the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The lens on the vehicle, that you're like, what do you say? What if I spit on it? Would it go away? There were several very impactful moments of this movie. The first death, of course, the aftermath of the fight between, what was his name? Balkovich?
Yeah.
And oh god, he was awful, but his desperation at the end to like fit in.
I felt so bad. Like
it was the humanization of such a monster, right?
Like I when I say I feel bad, it's like I feel bad because it's something where it's like you put yourself in the situation, dude. Like you made yourself enemy number one, and now you're regretting your choices. And I don't even know if I can believe you. Like, do you actually need this camaraderie right now? Do you actually feel resentful, or do you feel like this is just a way for you to survive?
Right.
Like, because you're not going to survive without people right now.
Right.
Yeah, no. His character is pretty much the same in the book, where he just did not have any friends in school, and he kind of just acts out to get attention because he thinks that's what's the best thing to do. Like
the stabbing himself in the throat in front of all of them. I'm like, why traumatize the dudes that you just called your friends? Why do it to the soldiers behind you?
Wild. What did he say when he did that? He was like, "So I'm now I'm gonna be with you bitches forever," or something.
Something like that. Now I'm
like it is. That is a perfect example of hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's hurt. He's been hurt in his past clearly, and he never coped with it, and now he just traumatizes them in a moment where, if they're truly your friends, you don't want to do anything to what is that? What am I trying to say? You don't want to do anything that's gonna make them lose their focus or feel a certain way,
right,
in this intense moment. Can we talk about how absolutely wise Pete was the entire time, and how much I feel like I've learned about life from this fucking movie?
I liked him.
I
liked him a lot, and
like a perfect human.
Yeah, no, he was
as hurt as he was, he had a positive outlook on everything. I mean, his parents dying, he gets raised by an abusive a-hole. And
then watches him die.
And then somebody tries to kill him, and then he still
even blame
turns out
that person.
No.
Yeah, and he goes, "It was me. I did it. I'm the reason that they did that, because I picked a fight with them." And his whole outlook on life of just always trying to find that light.
It was awesome.
I loved the way by about halfway through the movie, I started looking to him as like, how should I be feeling in this moment towards this person? Like when Balkovich went to Garrity and was saying like, I just need like friends, like I just need people. I was less so thinking about what is Garrity doing, and I was thinking, what does Pete think about this? Because if Pete was like, fuck this guy, then I would have been like, then fuck this guy. But if Pete was like, hey man, let me help you, I'd be like, okay, then we need to help this guy. Because I started looking to him as like, what should we be doing in this situation? What is the right thing to do here? Because you seem to know. Every step of the way, you've done the right thing. Even when Garrity in the first night told him off and basically called him a piece of shit, was like, you just want to see me die. And then in a moment where I think so many people would have been like, then fuck that guy. I'm trying to help him and he's doing this to me. Like, fuck this guy. When Garrity was struggling, Pete came up behind him and said, no, man, let's go. And he kept him going. And that moment where Garrity was like, I didn't mean that, man. I didn't mean that. And he goes, I know you didn't mean that. And it's just, that was just such a beautiful character all the way through.
And when Belkovich like is about to, stab himself in the neck, like Peter went from like, I want to see your brains on the concrete to like, he cared when he was doing that. He was like, dude, don't do that. Right. Like he gave a shit. He had like, he still had a moral compass throughout all this, and he kept like his beliefs.
He embodied a phrase, love your enemies. And he took care of the ones who would have seen him. They would have been happy to see him go down. The way Balkovich kept saying, the odds are in our favor, right? Every time someone else would die. But Peter would always look at it the other way, right? It was always a negative when we lost one more.
Yeah.
I loved his outlook on it. And I think in a situation where it's so easy to ostracize yourself and try to create distance to make it easier on yourself, I think he realized that this is impossible if you don't have someone you can lean on. There's just no chance you're ever going to make it if you don't have someone to lean on.
So Big Daddy Mo asks a great question for us, if you don't mind me asking this host. What would you wish for?
I was thinking about that. I don't know.
I think so. Like they were talking about it in the movie where it's like, why would you wish for something that you could just pay for? So you'd have to think about like, what can't money buy?
Yeah.
And
that's kind of a hard one because all the things that I would immediately think of, like what can't money buy, would be things that I wouldn't want to just be given because it wouldn't mean anything if it was just given.
I will say this, though. They don't go into it in the movie, and they actually bypass it when the major was standing up there and saying, we're not going to go through the rule book one by one, but one of the things that the book describes, and they allude to it later, they say it quickly, that you can't ask for anything that are blatantly political.
Yeah. I think that, what was the Asian guy's name? The one who was married? Hank. Hank was saying that. He was like, you can't wish for policy, man.
And one of the things about it is like, because I think this would go right down that line of policy, which would be my wish, if I could, would be indefinite and absolute immunity.
What, you mean like from the government?
From the state.
Oh, so that you could preach whatever you wanted to preach?
But see, that's a policy.
Yeah.
But see, what would be hard with that is even if they allowed you to do that, that is going to get so many people killed.
All right, for listening to me.
For listening to you.
Even if they can't touch me.
Even if people rationalize it to you that, no, you're doing the right thing. We want this. We want to stand with you. I'm willing to die for this. You're still going to feel like I am causing all these people to die by my actions.
Hear me out.
And I think that's a tough thing to live with.
I got it. I got what will ultimately take down the government and change everybody's views in this universe. Imagine it. Eric dead behind me. I'm the last one walking, right? Major walks up to me. What do you want? You know what I want? I want you butt ass naked so I can blow your back out real quick in front of all the cameras from the whole world. I want it. Everybody see it.
That's a good point, because
who would take this man seriously anymore?
That's right. That's not a policy change.
That would be crazy.
That is a carnal desire that you could justify. That's not a policy change,
Major,
but it would change policy.
3 honey packs.
2 blue chews.
3 honey packs, 2 blue chews, a whole bunch of electrolytes, and a nice blanket.
I don't know what my wish would be, because the only thing that I could think like what money can't buy would either be, like I said, things that like don't mean anything if they're given to you. Like you can't say I wish for a loving wife, because you're not getting a loving wife. You're getting a woman who's paid to be your loving wife.
Right. So
like there's nothing like you can't bring someone back from the dead because they have to actually be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It still has to be somewhat realistic. And then anything else that I could really think of is like, well, I could just buy that. Because like something I thought of was like, okay, what if I asked for like a sanctuary for animals that is fully set up that I can run and have staff for? But it's like, well, I could do that with money.
Yeah,
I don't need the wish for that. If I'm getting like $1 gajillion, like they say,
asked for an elephant. You could have bought an elephant, homie.
Yeah, it's like I feel like, there's just I can't think of any good wish that money just wouldn't buy. Besides just like I guess more money.
More wishes.
I feel like there's going to be a rule for that. I feel like the genie rules apply for this.
Yeah. Indefinite wishes.
Do you think, because somebody mentioned, I think it was Peter actually, he was like, I'm going to wish for there to be 2 to win the long walk.
I like that.
That's interesting. It does change policy.
It is a policy change. That's right.
It does change
policy. I feel
policy,
like that would cascade.
Because then I think it would be like the pay it forward thing, where someone would be like, well, now I'm going to make it so it's 3.
Right.
And then it could actually technically exponentially go, because if both people wish for an extra person to be able to win, then now it's 4, now it's 8, now it's 16. And they wouldn't let that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could add something like you get one more warning.
I mean, go to the moon is pretty good.
Or what if the warnings are 20 seconds long instead of 10?
Mm-hmm. I
wonder, is that policy change?
Exactly.
It's not policy in the context that they're talking about.
But
they're talking about governmental policy.
Yeah.
We're talking about the game.
But they don't want anything changed on the walk either.
Could you ask?
That's implied. That's very much implied.
President? That sounds.
Ooh. Well, I would assume that's policy.
That would be.
I feel like they would. Wow, but I don't know. Could you
ask for the major's job?
That's what I was just thinking right this second.
Yeah.
Could you ask for the major's job?
I feel like that would be a good one. I don't think that's any policy changing. That's just
my wish is that the major has to go to a brothel for a week, and he's on the receiving end.
That's crazy. I need 25 videos, all different people.
It's for my new business idea.
Damn. You guys are even more mean than I thought.
It's for my new series. Call it Major Blowbacks.
Congrats. That was really good.
Okay.
I'm funny today. What was I going to mention?
You mean Major Blowbacks wasn't your magnum opus?
I was gonna is more like existential. Fucking we're talking about the characters.
Well, while you think about that, let me say, Big Daddy Mo, thank you for that question. That was a great piece right there. That was a conversation starter.
Oh, first off, Garrity is a complete shitbag in the books.
He is. He wasn't doing it for you. His dad did get taken away by the government, but he wasn't executed in front of him.
You don't know what happens to him.
You have no idea.
He also, think we can assume. He has a girlfriend in the book.
And it's his girlfriend that he sees in his city, not his mom.
Yeah, and he kind of blackmails her into sleeping with him. Hey,
I don't
I'm
remember
gonna join
that.
the long walk unless you
fuck me. Right. Well, I get what you mean, and I think it's accurate to say that. I was gonna say it a little bit differently, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. He guilts her.
Yeah.
Rather not blackmail, he guilts her.
Yeah.
Into sleeping because it was deep because he was like, I'm joining the long mile tomorrow, the long walk, the long mile. I'm going into the green mile. I'm gonna start the long walk tomorrow, and I don't want to go without you. And this is a way that I can take you with me. And so it was just uber guilting and manipulation. So he is a real dirtbag in the book.
But I like his character in the movie. He says something. When I think this is after this is a couple deaths in where Peter says, I'm kind of hoping that gets easier, and Garrity's like, yeah, I kind of hope it doesn't, or I hope it doesn't.
That would be the problem.
Yeah, well, he says that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody said I keep hoping that'll get easier, and he goes, that's what I'm scared of. And I think that was very profound on that. A lot of good
writing in this.
Dude, the quotes in this movie, I'm not even kidding. I feel like from a philosophical life perspective, you should watch this movie. There is a lot that I think really rings true. That is, I think, true in a lot of situations where I think people in bad situations will sometimes like say like I just wish it would get easier. And it's like, but then you lose your humanity.
Right.
It's not easy because you're human, because you are, call yourself at least a decent human, that this is not easy for you to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be easy to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It would be scary if it was.
Yeah.
So
and essentially, if you go with the mindset of Balkovich the whole time, all the way up to win, you're no different than the major.
Yeah. So Balkovich was such a hard situation because I did feel that like that disdain towards him because it was just an evil spirit that whole time. But then at the end, just his desperation is just like, man, you let this spirit take a hold of you so strongly, and now it's left you.
And he said what it was. His desire to fit in, and he never fit in anywhere.
Yeah. So do you remember the movie Nefarious?
Oh yeah.
God damn, Cozy. He's ripping
that
him
was
right
another
now.
one, wasn't it?
God, jeez.
I had a little delay because I'm.
God, it's so gross.
But it made its way through.
What you
nothing crazy.
It's that fucking sewer water.
It's the sewer water making its way like out.
But in Nefarious, it's that movie, for those who don't know, it's about a guy who commits a murder, or he commits like a string of murders, but he's possessed by a demon, and he says that he's possessed by a demon, and they send a priest in. Is it a priest?
Psychologist.
A psychologist in to determine if he really is possessed or if he's just crazy. And the psychologist ends up believing, no, this man is possessed. This is a demon. And he sees the demon, like the guards come and ask him what he wants for his last meal. And the demon takes over and is like, I don't want anything. Get out of here. Like, leave me alone. I don't want anything you have to offer. And so the guard's like, well, then fuck you, dude. And they leave. And as they leave, the actor switches, and you see the demon leaves him, and he's like, he just breaks down. He's like, I can't fucking have anything. Like, I just wanted all I wanted was a burger and a shake, this demon took that from me too.
Oh, it was even more devastating because he actually told the guard, I want a bacon cheeseburger with French fries and an extra thick milkshake. And he's like, please make sure you get this right. This is very important to me. And the guard's like, yeah. And he's walking away. And then the demon takes over and he goes, you know what? On second thought, scratch that. I don't want anything. You sure? It's your right. I don't want anything. Okay, suit yourself. And then when it came time, he was like, wait. I haven't even had my meal. What about my meal? Because you said you didn't want anything.
Yeah. And so like the demon would like step in, take away any little bit of joy that he could have, anything that could bring him some sort of happiness, and then leave him to deal with the consequences of it.
Exactly.
And that's what I felt was happening with Balkovich, where he got possessed by this evil spirit. Whether you want to call it like an actual demon possession, I don't think that, but I think like this evil spirit overcame him.
I thought it was Tourette's.
Oh,
because he kept outbursting. Fuck.
No, I think that was just a mental break.
Yeah,
I think
he did it the whole time.
No, because he had something wrong, but I think that really fucked him up because he knew he was responsible for that kid dying. He knew it deep down, even though.
All that means is that was his trigger.
They kind of antagonized him by calling him killer, which I don't blame them for. They were just speaking the truth. He did that, and like he said, for 3 days it was just playing on loop in his mind, and he has nobody to talk to because nobody liked him,
and no sleep.
It's just replaying in his mind. He went crazy. It drove him insane because he isolated himself. And that's where I say, like, I think this evil spirit took him over and left him with the aftermath of it in the end, where he already made his grave, and there was nothing he could do about it.
With that, talking philosophical matters, let me ask you guys, what do you think the ending meant?
Okay, I have some thoughts on this, but I want to hear you guys first.
Okay, either it's literal and he just like walked away, and we like didn't see what happened after, or he immediately got shot in the face, and that's all.
I think they would have already shot. Oh, I see.
Like
that's an option.
I think it was the latter. As soon as he pulled the trigger,
silent.
Yep.
There was people all around him. There would have been noise. There would have been like screaming. There would have been, but it went completely silent.
That's interesting.
So, one of my theories.
And I think it's kind of a play on the book ending where
book ending is
Garrity was chasing after that spirit, that shadowy figure.
Shadowy figure, and he runs.
And everybody was standing there like, what are you doing? Where are you going? It was basically a way of saying that even when you win, you never get away.
Yeah.
Which is war.
It is war.
That's what I imagine, that like they
PTSD, man.
No one really wins this, like there's another, I mean, not the Hunger Games, but there's another movie that kind of follows that same premise where it's like winning is not winning. Winning is actually losing. Not making it is better than making it in some situations.
What was that Korean movie you had us watch that was Hunger Games, Squid Games combined?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
That's what
Josh,
I
did
thought.
Choose a good movie twice. Yeah.
Like sometimes I think there's worse things than death.
Absolutely.
And
like shitting yourself and then immediately getting shot.
I know, right?
That's rough.
Dying with your pants down after you're diarrheaing, dude. No,
that's pretty awful.
Long walk survival tip 1: eat fiber.
I am not a fast pooper. That
if it's solid enough, it could drop down your pant leg. You could roll it out.
No kidding. Yeah, let it go.
I mean, I think what I would do is take one warning to just take off my pants and underwear entirely and just walk butt ass naked and take a shit while I walk, and then put my pants back on and take a second warning.
Like an extra,
get a little breeze,
pair of like basketball shorts or something, in my pack, like an extra shirt, shorts, maybe even like a different pair of socks. I feel like you put socks on quickly if you're like hopping.
Socks I would want to do because if my feet get wet,
pair,
that's it. If my feet get wet, I'm done.
And Home Dude was walking in barefoot
wet socks at the end. He didn't have shoe.
Yeah, and well, they were already wet because they were bloody.
That's enough to want to end it all right there, dude.
Yeah, wet
muddy socks.
I've literally told my coworkers I buy like every 6 months I buy a new pair of waterproof boots. It's imperative with my job. Mm-hmm. I can be so cold and wet and I will still work, but if my feet get wet, I'm a different person. I am a miserable human to be around if my feet are wet.
Yeah. Ooh, I got a question. So basically in this world, the long walk it's chosen like a random state, and it just so happened to be Garrity's. What do you think would be the worst state to walk in?
Colorado.
Really? I was going to say California.
Colorado. Mile high, low oxygen. You'd be suffering the entire time.
That's a good point.
Walking through the Rockies, you're breathing super hard, getting no oxygen. People who aren't from the area would have altitude poisoning, just collapse.
That means if you're from there, you would likely win.
You might.
If you have good endurance.
That's an advantage.
Yeah, it's kind of like football players when they practice in the snow a lot, and then teams from like Florida who come to play in the snow are like, what the fuck?
Do you remember, did the book say, was this always at the same set time every year?
I don't remember.
I would imagine, right?
I would imagine it's like...
The question would be, is it always going to be springtime, summertime?
Yeah, I think it is always the same.
May 1st.
In the very opening paragraph or opening, like where it explains like, oh, you've been accepted, you won by the lottery. It says report May 1st.
May
at
1st.
8 a.m.
Then, yeah, I still think Colorado would be the worst. But I mean, imagine like Nevada.
Yeah, so
Nevada
no snow
or Arizona,
but really hot places are gonna suck.
Yeah,
I feel like
Nevada or Louisiana, the humidity.
God, it would be awful. Georgia, you can't even breathe. You're just breathing water the whole time.
Yeah,
you don't even need to drink water.
Kansas, or just a really flat place.
So what happens? So let's say you're in Kansas and a tornado starts forming nearby.
Better not run, but.
What, do the guards stick around for it too?
How cool if the tornado comes and just like wipes out all the guards and you're just left there.
I mean, that'd be sick.
So,
but what are the
somebody
fucking
make
odds
a
of that?
sequel where it's even further in the future and the long walk is going through some fucking like alien
they're in
landscape.
Cars. They're in their cars, right? The cars get sucked up easily.
Well,
People are told to get out of the car, go and lay down on the road.
I mean, they are heavy ass like military vehicles though.
But that's what I'm wondering. Like,
Tornadoes don't care.
Would they just stick around and let the tornado take them, or would they drive off and just be like, "Well, good fucking luck," and hope that they either die or don't run away?
All you got to do is just lay down. And that's your best chance of survival. Go into a ditch, lay down, and hope the tornado passes you over.
Washington, depending on which direction, would be okay.
What about
like
if
your
we're going
area?
north
I think
to
would be
south, fine. But if we're going from like
west to
all
east?
all the way like east to west, we got to go over like mountains and shit. Like walking from a desert in May, so it's going to be still hot.
You would have to go west to east.
Yeah, so I feel like west to east would probably be better.
That would suck. Yeah, no, that'd be
probably
bad once you hit the east side.
You might end up on a fucking mountain at the end, which would kind of be. But I feel like it wouldn't be that bad. Also,
the ending.
I like the rain, so I could do it.
I like this ending, although I have some opinions about it that I do feel pretty strongly about. I think that what Garrity did was selfish by sacrificing himself. And the reason I think that is because Pete made it very clear throughout the entire movie that he without saying it, he wanted Garrity to win. And he made it clear. He said in multiple different situations, he gave tidbits of information. One of which he said, "I have nothing to live for. I have no family. I don't have anything like that. You have your mother. Like, you got to get home to her." He kept Garrity alive that whole time. He did not need to keep Garrity alive, but he did, because he said the only thing he never had in his life was a brother, and he'd always wanted a brother. And so now he had a brother in Garrity. And the way that I saw it was that Pete, in his mind, believed that if Garrity won, Pete also won. So Pete would get his wish by Garrity winning.
Yeah, he would die having a brother rather than win not having anybody.
Garrity essentially tricking him at the end and giving up his life instead so that Pete could survive, I think stripped away what Pete wanted to do. It made him lose a brother, so now he lost even more than he'd already lost in the past. And he was filled with so much vengeance at the end that he ended up killing the Major, which was something that he had told Garrity earlier, that vengeance was not the way to go, that you don't want your life to be filled with this. This is not what you want to do. Try to find the light. Be the light in this world. And by Garrity doing what he did, essentially, like, I give credit that Pete chose to do what he chose to do. Pete is his own man, and he did what he chose to do. But it's foolish to think that Garrity's actions did not influence him to do that. And that turned him into what he didn't want to be. He didn't want that for Garrity. He wasn't that type of person. He'd said that killing a deer was the closest he ever wanted to come to killing a man. And that killing a man changes you and makes you into something else.
I think it's wild to hear somebody say, sacrificing his life so that the better man can live is selfish.
I agree it's a wild statement, but
just wild. I think you're making some like strong, it's foolish to think. No, dude.
No, I think it's a very rational argument.
No, it's not. He did the exact opposite thing of what he wanted to do. He wanted to take vengeance on the Major. He gave up that wish. He gave it up. I don't need that. I need you to live. I need you, this man right here, who sees the good in everything, who can see the rainbow.
Garrity. That's Garrity's wish.
That's nonsense. Let me give up my life so you, the better person, can live. That's selfish. That's a ridiculous claim.
The better person who has made the better decisions this entire time has made it very clear, I get what I want by you continuing on. He saw the light in Garrity, saying that you are the future. You can make this change. I want to make a change in the world. But you can do it.
But then you're telling me that Garrity, seeing the Major kill his dad, then seeing the Major kill Pete, and he's going to have the ability to walk away and see the good. Bullshit.
I don't know. I personally,
bullshit.
I don't think so.
That's nonsense. To think that this guy would see two people who his dad, he outright told Pete was his hero. Then Pete is his hero. He has to witness the Major kill both of those people. And yet he's going to be okay with that and choose to do the better thing and not kill the major.
But regardless, even if he did kill the major, let's say Garrity won and he killed the major, Garrity doesn't lose anything by doing that, right?
Yes, he does. The whole premise of the killing the major is he's dead instantly.
Yes,
so there's no winner.
Yes,
there's no point.
He would have been happy doing that. He wanted to do that anyways.
Right, but there would have been no benefit. You have to realize that this system was set up in such a way the major being killed wasn't going to end anything.
I get it. I 100% understand that. It's entirely a selfish way for him to try to feel some sort of catharsis that I don't think he would have actually gotten by killing the major, because I don't think that Pete got it either. But what I'm saying is, if Garrity had won, Pete would have gotten his wish by letting Garrity win, and Garrity would have done whatever Garrity decided to do, and that would have been on Garrity. But Garrity instead gave his life for Pete against Pete's wishes, and that changed Pete into something he didn't want to be. I think it would have been better that Pete died the man argument. He wanted to be.
I reject the argument that Pete did not wish to live. I reject that argument outright.
Yeah, how?
That's nonsense.
How? He what do you mean?
He could have died at any point during
It was so clear the entire movie that Pete was going to give his life for Garrity. I saw that coming. I knew by about a quarter of the way through the movie, I knew if those two are the last ones, Pete is going to sacrifice himself for Garrity.
Only because you didn't read the book.
Yeah, but okay, but let's the book was different, so let's talk about the movie. But
yeah, but okay,
watching the movie, I'm looking at this play out, and I'm saying I can see already Pete is going to sacrifice himself for Garrity. That is clearly his intentions. That's the way they wrote this character. He's so obviously going to sacrifice himself for Garrity.
That's the way they changed this character.
Yes, but that's the character we saw in the movie.
The character in the movie.
So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the movie.
Pretty much like a completely
But
different.
The problem is when you're going off of something like this, you say, I saw it from all the way back there. Okay, but you're not even anticipating, you're not taking into account what the writers were doing.
But was I wrong? That's exactly what he did.
Nobody has publicly said that Pete had always intended to die for Garrity.
No, oh come on! You can what? What do you mean? That's so obvious.
There was always an intention that either would do either. I think that at the end of the day, they formed this like unbreakable, traumatic bond of a friendship, brotherhood. That either way, one's not walking in front of the other until the other dies. They're either one's going to sacrifice for the other, or vice versa.
Okay.
I agree.
That's fair, but I will not agree to that point while claiming that Garrity was being selfish in that. That's not a true, fair, or
I feel like Garrity
statement.
is inherently a selfish character, though.
Yeah, I think Garrity's actions were selfish. Exactly. I think he's selfish because of what he did to his mother, and then he could have survived and seen his mother, and he could have let Pete sacrifice himself when Pete said, I have no one to live for. You need to get to your
selfish. Mother. There is no way.
No, it's not. You can't just say there's no influence. It doesn't matter.
You are solely responsible for your actions.
No, don't go there.
That's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic and unhuman.
No, you can't just brush me off like that.
Let me finish the argument. Well, did you not watch the movie?
He never once gave you any concrete proof that said he wasn't going to do it.
Because he didn't say, you know what? You're right, Pete. I'm not going to do it. And he didn't say that.
Pete never gave you an idea that he was going to do that. Never.
I think
never. That's a stupid argument.
And it could be
ask any soldier who's had guns pointed at them and say, you give your life or they give their life.
Alex, who do you think should win?
Of course, me.
It's pretty selfish.
And that's pretty fucking selfish. So, Eric, you are the winner for today's episode. Thank you all for watching.
Of course, the boyfriends.
Hey, it's not my fault I like your son. He's pretty handsome.
Okay. I was going to say, to be fair, he agreed with my argument. But
to be fair, he married me and my wife. So
I did do that.
Wow, that's an interesting dynamic.
It's not a throuple like
it's a
he
throuple.
made it sound.
We're Cozy is my son.
Cozy now has 2 dads and 2 moms. That is crazy.
Huh?
Yeah, 2 of
it
my
was completely
coworkers
off of the
have
dice
claimed
roll.
him as their son as well.
I'm not taking any sides here. I will say that you both made completely good points at points, but then you just started yelling at each other, and I was just sitting here laughing. It's been a while since y'all got into an argument. It's always you. It's always you two also.
I felt like we needed it. We lack conterversy on this podcast.
I do feel like this episode is going to do well.
We definitely lack controversy sometimes.
No,
I get 1 season point from Josh.
I mean, what's really funny about this...
He says this was all my fault. Dude, we argue like this at the dinner table,
Yeah,
bro.
I was going to say what's really funny about this is that after this, I'm going to go smoke. He's going to go do something on the computer, and then we're just going to watch memes for a little bit and just laugh and forget this happened.
It'd be like that. Also, Rhode Island would be the easiest one to walk across, but you would have to walk across whatever's next to it. I don't know any of
You'd have to walk around the whole state several times.
I was going to say, would you even go into a new state, or would you just do laps?
Well, you just walk.
I think that would just get boring because you'd be
do they stay confined into one state, or do
I think it's one state, or do they just start in one state?
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't remember them mentioning.
I would imagine that you would stay in one state.
God.
Well, we could have had this conversation a lot earlier in the podcast. Thank you all for listening. And until next time, stay alive.